Hello and welcome to PoE For Dummies, Settlers of Kalgur. This video is basically to help everyone and anyone who wants to start in this newest 3.25 Path of Exile League. We just had a great weekend of it, and it is time to explain the mechanic, how it works, what you can expect in campaign and maps, how to send out shipments, how to do things, and all things combined. As always, the timestamps will be in the description below, and you will see them on the line underneath the video on YouTube as well. So without further ado, we start our story in Lionized Watch. At the beginning, once you kill Hillock in Twilight Strand, then you enter Lionized Watch, you will be greeted with this NPC called Johan or Johan. So he is going to give you a quest to start gathering currency for the renewal of the city of Kingsmarch, basically to make a home for the Kalguran people. You will have an option to visit Kingsmarch, to manage town, and he will give you like some dialogue and the questing options. As you go through the campaign, you will encounter different fields, different things in a field, and different resources you can collect. The further you go, the more resources you can collect. These resources are as follows. These, of course, appear in maps as well. So we have, first things first, Crimson Iron. Crimson Iron is one of the first resources you will find. These are not in order, keep that in mind. And it is basically a shrine, technically, that you click and it opens these bloody flowers that release enemies onto you. And once you kill them, once you clean the area, there will be some little pillars spawning, some little yellow pillars, flares and such, and people coming out of the portal, and it will show a text, got this amount of Crimson Iron ore, and that ore is being directly sent to town. No clicking needed, no nothing. You just need to click to begin the encounter, no extra clicks. The second one is Petrified Amber. Petrified Amber is the yellow thing. It reminds of Blight a little bit. It is a similar thing. You click, but this time you will have a bar on the tree that you will have to protect. So you have to protect the tree. You can see here in the northern area, in the western area, and I think here a little bit it's cut out in the eastern area. Those are three spawn locations of monsters. Sometimes there's two, sometimes three, sometimes five, depending on what you've encountered. Sometimes it actually spawns underneath the tree. Those are very bad ones. And they all want to destroy the tree. The more they attack the tree, the less resources you can obtain from the tree. You want to protect the tree at all costs to get as many resources as possible. After you do that, again, the portal will spawn with some miners and they will come in to claim the resource for the town. Next one is Orichalcum Ore. This ore is basically a shrine buff. It's not a shrine buff, but it is a shrine buff, but it's not a shrine buff. So it is a buff that does not count as a shrine buff that gives you different things. Now, what you do with this one, you click on it and then the monsters from beyond will spawn and they will try to kill you. Of course, you clean the area and then you get a 30-second buff that is either going to be like meteors dropping down or lightning strikes dropping down on the enemies for the next 30 seconds. A pretty darn nice buff. So that's Orichalcum Ore. Next one is Bismuth Deposit. Bismuth Deposit has these tornadoes flying around it, and it is protected by normal, rare, and magic monsters combined. And when you click this one, it doesn't do anything to you directly, but it says this: unleashes elemental energy into the area, grants magic and rare monsters additional elemental modifiers. So magic and rare monsters in a map have additional modifiers, which increases their loot and such, but those modifiers that they have, well, one of those modifiers is the area becomes darkened, and these tornadoes, one is fire, one is cold, one is lightning, can spawn directly on the player, causing stuns, causing elemental damage, interrupting spellcasting, and such. Currently, as of let's say 28th of July, so that's 2-3 days in the league. These deal an enormous amount of damage, and the advice is clean the map and then come back and pick up the Bismuth Deposit. It is not worth to pick it up and then do the map. So clean the map and do this one. It is a little bit overtuned still, but you get Bismuth Deposit immediately upon clicking, and then you have to suffer through the entire map. And the last one is Verisium Outcrop. This one is basically the only one that requires a little bit more attention to what you're doing. So what you need to do is you need to click on it and hold the button for a certain amount of time. The more you click the button, the more Verisium you can extract. However, the monsters will become more difficult. They have some sort of damage reduction scaling, sort of like Delirium. So if you pop them up all until like the end, until they all get released, they are going to be extremely difficult to kill, but of course you're going to get as much Verisium as it is written in the number. So that's basically for Verisium. The advice for this one is do it between 50 and 75%, 25 to 50% if you have a weaker build and you just want some Verisium. These are, Verisium is the rarest of the bunch as I have found. Okay, so throughout the campaign is what you will encounter, and in maps you will encounter those as well. However, some maps can have 1, 2, or up to 3 if I'm not mistaken. Maybe they happen more in red maps, but there can be more than 1 ore per map. That's important thing. Now that you've done the campaign and you want to visit Kingsmarch, you click on Johan to visit Kingsmarch, or there's another option, you can enter it from the hideout. You can invite him to hideout, and then you can click that here, or you can type /Kingsmarch, and you can enter Kingsmarch like that. This also works with Awakened PoE Trade macro, so you can macro it out. You don't have to talk to the NPC at all. Now, once you enter Kingsmarch, you will see that it's barren and you need to work on it. Danig will tell you what you need to do, sort of, but you need to enter the town hall and you need to start upgrading things. You will find Faustus, Johan, Rolf, and some other NPCs that cannot be interacted with that will tell you what you need to do. So you need to click on the town improvements and you need to apply resources to improve your town. The more you improve the town, the more information it will say above in upgrade to rank what it gives, and on the right side what you can have in regards to population and things about recruitment. Once you do quests, Johan will give you have an exclamation mark and will give you some gold for it. Now, gold. Gold is a resource that drops in maps or in any content that you do to a varying degree, increasing in quantity as you increase the difficulty. So you're going to drop a little bit of gold in campaign, more gold in white yellow maps, maximum gold in high red tier maps, and probably tier 17 maps. So the higher the content goes, the more quantity you have on the map based on the map modifiers, the more gold you're going to accrue. This is the currency of Kingsmarch. Anything else is in Kingsmarch itself. You do not need to worry about it. It's gold. Gold is automatically picked up by walking close to it. That's basically it. Now let's talk about spending gold. You talk to Rolf and he will give you town recruitment. You will be able to hire workers here for the certain amount of cost, which is here, top right of everyone, and their wage while they're working is going to be underneath for like certain amount of cost. So let's say as an example, I'm going to buy this worker. You can click on the worker, click hire, or you can just control left click on PC to buy them immediately. Now that we have a worker and some other ones, let's see how we place them. Once you open up High March, you will have nothing. So you will have to invest gold into upgrading things. First things first, what you need to do is you need to run along the chickens and you will need to go to the mining part. Here, you're going to be offered mining. One of the benefits of mining is you get increased resources, and in the maximum rank of mining, you can get Marking ore in areas grant gold equal to the amount of ore. I will recommend, you can also get more likely to be rare varieties at rank 9 if I'm not mistaken. I will recommend grabbing mining first, upgrading that as much as far as possible as you can, just so that you can get more gold with the ore that you grab. Once you have your mining upgraded or made, you can click on the board for mining information and it will tell you what type of ore you have, the amount of it marked in maps, time for completion for workers, the amount of workers working on the ore, production rate, how much of that you have per hour, that is depending on the level of workers, and the amount of ore that you currently have in your possession. That's after they have mined it. Then you can click on the plus symbol to manage workers and you can give them whatever you want to do. This is a more difficult menu. I will talk about a simpler menu in a second. So you can choose a worker, you can put a worker or remove a worker, and then you can choose in the drop-down menu what ore they farm. There is a different way, which is a little bit easier. If you press V on your keyboard or if you click toggle town map, you will open the whole map. This can be a little bit difficult for some people to understand at first. Trust me, it's easy. You just need to pay a little bit of attention. On the left side, you have mining. When you click on mining, it will tell you the ores that you have unlocked because you need to unlock them via levels of mining. Everything is unlocked via levels and you can put workers to there. It will tell you the ores per hour that they mine, that's the first number. Wage is how much you pay them per hour while they are working, that's the second number. And all work complete in what time? It can be in seconds, it can be minutes, hours, days. That's how it works. And you can click on it, let's say Crimson Iron, and you want to assign or remove a worker. We're going to remove a worker, we're going to assign a worker, and that's basically it. These workers finish their work, the more ore you have to mine, they will mine the ore. Then if you need to transfer them between each ore, you can remove, assign. It's easier here. You cannot do this from Hideout though. Now, the next thing that you will need is here. It is farming. Farming has different plots that you can use. You do not have to do anything, nothing to worry about. It's not like Farmville and stuff. So you can talk to Sonia or Sonja, however they call her, and click on farming improvements. Farming gives you different things to farm. Wheat, corn, pumpkin, ore gourd, and blue xanthemum. Those are foods that you will need. They will require certain materials to be upgraded. With more upgrades, you get more farming plots. And it follows the same rule. You can either click on the plot and assign a worker with whatever they are doing. So I put like wheat here. Or you can press V again, click on the shovel, we have farming, and click on whatever you have them assigned. The difference, however, is in order to do this, you will have to go to the plot first, click what it's currently farming, and then press V and do it here then easily. I will definitely recommend one of each. That's what I do. One of each and you just farm. These farm permanently. They do not stop. These people will take your wage. Keep that in mind. If you want to not have the wage eaten, you can remove them, unassign them, and whatnot. If yes, that's completely fine. They will always eat your wage. Keep in mind, they are the only resource that can be done without monitoring of anything. If you have 0 money in your treasury, they will not work. That's basically it. You will not earn anything. Next one is going to be shipment. So I'm going to show you the shipment now, and that is Tujin. Tujin will give you the harbors. So when you click him and when you click shipping, you will have a shipping map. Before that, we have shipping improvements. Can ship to this location, that location, more crews. You can maximum have 3 crews, 1, 2, 3, with their assigned stuff and assign things to ship. You can select a port and things. I'll explain that in a second. When you talk to Tujin, he works as a vendor, you can sell stuff, and you can directly click shipping there, or you can access it from the V menu, click shipping, click boat, and you can assign workers there. To send shipments, you need to click on Tujin, click on shipping. Now, you can select ports by mouse overing on them, and they will tell you what they need. Here is how it works. We're looking at Ribbon Fell right now. It tells you the distance in the first thing. Distance basically means how long the shipment is going to last. And it tells you favored resources. What are those? Those are resources that you give to them and they will give you back something in turn. It's basically bartering. Now, they will give you bonuses, as you can see here, 2200 Orichalcum plus 50% and 920 wheat plus 80%. If you select the port on top left side and you click on Ribbon Fell, they want to get as many Orichalcum as possible. Now, when you click that, in top left corner, you will see Prepare Shipment button flashing. You click that and you choose the amount of value that you want to send. Now, they want Orichalcum, they want 2200. They can take either bar, so in the left corner, let me just take a nice little picture for you guys so you can see it better. So this one means it's either or it's either bar. Why is this important? Or to bar, when smelted, I will talk about that next, is 1 to 1. But bar value is 5, or value is 1 for favored resources. So if you put favored resources, they want Orichalcum, you put 1, you will get 5. But when you put Orichalcum bar, 1, oh, that's 10. 1, you will get 19. So it's like 4. So this time it's 4. So usually it's 4 to 5 value, around 5 value for those. So you want to use bars instead of doing things. Now, what do you get when you fill in their request? You basically get, this is for shipment value. You basically get the higher shipment value, the better the rewards. But the higher shipment value, which I'm going to show you in a second, the more risk meter fills. And this risk meter means chance equal to the bar. This shipment will encounter unforeseen outcomes during its voyage. The greater the risk, the higher chance of more severe outcomes. Outcomes can be Dockmaster taking 50% of your resources, crew dying, losing a ship basically, crew dying, losing the resources fully, losing all of the crew, not some of the crew, losing all the resources, everything. I recommend doing this always with 0 risk or as low as possible. So they want to do Orichalcum, so we're going to do Orichalcum. So shipment value of Orichalcum. This is shipment value, not the amount that you're giving them. So shipment value. And wheat for however much they want. They want the 920. And whatever you get, you're just going to get extra. Once you do that one, once you fill their order, you click done. And then you will set sail. Boom. Once you set sail, they will go there. And you will basically just get resources when they're back after a certain amount of time. Some resources favor some things like food favors currency and such, but overall, whatever you send, you can send even more. The higher the value of your shipment, the better rewards you're going to get. Now, how do we get bars? We need the smelter. Smelting is here. We get smelting improvements. All of them are the same thing. You can smelt this, and that, all of 5. You can upgrade them and so on. And when you upgrade them, they get more benefits and things. So let's upgrade. Upgrade to rank 9. There we go. At rank 10, you get even more smelters. So you can do that one. What do you do with that? Smelting. You manage workers. They smelt all the bars, all the ore that you have mined. They take and then they smelt them. So currently they are like this is 2 days for ore to be fully smelted into iron bars. and such. So it tells you the timer. I currently do not have any for Verisium. Let's change that. We are going to assign a worker for smelting Verisium. But oh no, I have a mining worker to smelt. They will still work. They will eat your wages, but they will count as lower rank worker when they work on things. So see here, 5 an hour. That's a very low number, but they still work for the amount of things. The higher the level of workers, the more they do. So that's for smelting. Once you do smelting a bit, you will have a runesmithing table. Runesmithing gives you different runes that you can enchant on your weapons. So if you put a weapon in, it will tell you what you can enchant on it, and more options will unlock the more runes you get. So I can add, let's say, fire damage to my weapon or chance to ignite on my weapon and such. These count as enchants. These do not count as like any other modifiers. They basically count as enchants. So how do we get these runes? We get these runes from shipments. So shipments bring in runes as a bonus thing. They cannot be obtained otherwise. It seems so. And then we have them here. So you can buy these from other players and such. They stack up to 250. You can use them in the Runeforge. So basically that's it. These are always a great thing to have, a great thing to do. So send your shipments. I recommend saving on and sending shipments later, but you can do whatever you'd like. Now, what do you do with the remainder of your shipments that you do not want? Let's say you have some rare items that you don't care about. So let's pick up some rare items here from my stash, and let's see what do we do with these items. We go to Rog here in the Disenchanting hut, and we click on Disenchanting. We give him some rare gear. First it's normal gear, then it's magic. Now I have it upgraded to rare. We can assign workers for disenchanting, and they will disenchant things. They are very expensive per hour basis, but what do you get from those pieces of gear? You get thaumaturgic dust, which you will need for some other things. Now if we click on disenchanting improvements, we can click can disenchant magic or rare equipment items, maximum disenchanters. We click upgrade, and it gives me another one. So we can upgrade to another one. So those are all the improvements that have been made. Basically, that's how it works. But now what do we do with those disenchanting things? We can talk to Isla, and we can get map devices. So we have maximum of 3 map devices that we can run our maps in. You can assign workers that are going to do mapping for you, and you can assign up to 12, this is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 maps to be run in a sequence. These, the more difficult they are, okay, they can't run red tier maps right now. So the more difficult they are, they will be actually, there will be more risk for those, they can't run unidentified. There will be more risk for runners to do. So if you see here, expected map completion 35 to 100%, expected map completion time 17 minutes 19 seconds, and 9% chance for an Atlas runner to be permanently killed. So you click open map, and currently, because I have 2 portals, there are only 2 workers doing it. You can suspend mapping, you can pause the mapping, that's completely fine after it does the next one, or you can just exit the map as well. Now, the more improvements you do, you can run up to more portals, and you can run up to more map devices. I think it's 3 is the maximum, and 6 portals, of course. Next thing for Isla that she does is recombinators. You click on the recombination, you can recombinate different things, armor, weapons, jewelry, and such, and that means you put one item and the second item, and then you can recombine them into a third item. So currently I can recombinate weapons only, so I'm just going to grab 2 weapons. There we go, 1 and 2, and we put those 2 weapons in the recombinator. It tells you how much gold it's gonna cost and how much dust it is going to cost as well. So there's that too. Now, this one cannot use the gold you have in your treasury. You have to have gold on yourself to be able to use it, and then you can recombine, and it takes modifiers from one item and the other and combines them into one. Very good, very nice crafting method of old. Now, when it comes to the gold and the treasury, which is one last thing that we can talk about before going to workers, when you open up your menu, on the left side you're going to see your population, your treasury gold. You can add gold to treasury. There's a slider here if you have some gold. You can remove gold from treasury to put into your own inventory. You have the wages for workers. This is the wage of current working people. So I have like people working here. See, upgrade rank 3, wage 710, all work complete in 6 hours 30. And we have wages here for farming. I don't have anyone mining anything. I don't have a map. Well, I do have a map device that's 1000 an hour. That's completely fine. We have some workers here. It tells you at sea. And smelting, what they do for smelting. So those are their wages. If you reach 0 treasury, everything pauses. That's basically it. And then you can add more gold in. It tells you when the treasury is going to be emptied, and it tells you all the resources that you have. Mined ore to mine, smelted bars, thaumaturgic dust, and in the end, it tells you the crops. This can be seen from your hideout as well when you talk to Johan. He will tell you to manage town, and there's that. Or you can Ctrl+Click him, he does the same thing. Now, the most important part, workers. Workers, basically, you can buy, as you've seen from Rolf, and when you buy them, there are different tiers, different ranks of them, that the higher the rank, the more efficient they are. However, they cost more gold. Now, at rank, let's say 10, you have rank 10 workers, 2 of them, one costs less wages than the other. Now they will work for the same thing. You want to optimize wages per hour to be lower so that you can get more efficiency, but if you're playing for chill, it won't matter that much. You can always reroll recruits and it will give you more recruits the more you upgrade. And one final thing for this one, Faustus. Faustus is your black market guy, currency exchange guy, and respec guy. So respec guy, when you go to him and you click respec, you can refund points with gold. So you can click on things that you want to refund and it will tell you how much it costs to refund in gold. So if you do not have Orbs of Regret, you can refund points with gold. The higher the level of your character, the more it costs. You can also... Oh, you cannot respec your ascendancies, it seems. Maybe later you can, but currently, as I see here, you cannot. But you can respec your passive skill tree, and it's going to tell you how much it is per node. That's number 1. Number 2, you have currency exchange. Currency exchange is basically marketplace that we have. So let's say you want a divine orb, you have chaos orbs, and when you mouse over the market ratio, it tells you what the current ratio is. When people are putting things, this number will change. As you've seen, it changed from 131 to 128 right now. And then you can request, I want 1 divine orb, I have this many chaos orbs, it costs this much gold, and you can press place order and you can have that ratio. You can, of course, reverse this. You can do, like, see, we have popular. You can do glass blower for chaos orb. So it is 1 glass blower to 3 chaos orb, or you can do chromatic orb. Maybe there are no open trades for these 2 items. It will tell you directly how much it is, and you can place your own yourself. This is to stop people from basically AFKing on trade, and it works perfectly well. I haven't tried it so far in like any scale, but based on what they've said, it does work perfectly well to do these kind of things. You can have maximum of 10 trades at a single time, and when you have a trade ongoing and done partially, you can go to Faustus and you can get it partially done as well. I will link the video in the description of how they have explained it. It's another 5-minute video that you can watch, and it is a really nice video. Now, when you talk to Faustus, he has black market and he will have invite to hideout. When you invite him and Johan to hideout, you can place them there and you can use their services there. Now we have black market. Black market is where you buy items from the black market that are basically random things that you can buy from, like random values with like increased modifiers. Atlas runners have failed and 1 character was lost. There we go. You've seen it live. Now we can remove some gold from the treasury. I will add this back, remove gold from the treasury, and we got that here. Now, when we go to Faustus and click market, let's say you want to buy, as an example, you want to buy dexterity boots. These are green for dexterity. You buy them, you can Ctrl+Click them, and he gives you different boots with different modifiers. It's basically gambling for gold to get like the gear back up. So that will cover everything Settlers of Kal Gur mechanic. I'm sorry it has been a very long video. It's a very, very huge mechanic. It's mostly a passive mechanic, but everything is explained. Now, if you have any further questions, feel free to ask in the comment section down below. If you have anything to add, please feel free to. We are all learning here. It has just, like, the league has just begun, but I wanted to push this video out so that players who haven't had the opportunity to play at league start can play and can engage with the mechanic. So if you liked the video, please do give it a like, sub if you don't mind. Thank you so much for watching. We also have a website. You can check that in the description below. It's a work in progress, but it works. It's functional. When it comes to everything else, you can catch me on streams. I stream almost daily, or daily even, on twitch.tv/heavyheels and here on YouTube. If I miss a message on YouTube, please do resend it or send me a message on Twitter, because I tend to unfortunately miss messages on YouTube as it is a small window. Now, thank you once again for watching this video and the explanation of it. So have a great one, and I will see you in next PoE for Dummies video or stream or some other video guide. Have a good one.